Welcome to another playthrough of Marvel United. This time, going up against Ultron and using Captain America and the Hulk. Before I get started, last time I forgot to include any thoughts about the game that I recorded. That's the one where I had Ant-Man and Captain Marvel going against Taskmaster. If you haven't seen it, it's playthrough number 2. The one thing I noticed was how much punching Captain Marvel could do, but how little movement she had. It's a good thing I was playing on the easier mode so I could use wild cards. Those, along with Ant-Man's moves, allowed me to get Captain Marvel to where I wanted her to be. The next time I use Captain Marvel, I have to be aware of her moves and plan them carefully. I also think the main reason that I won that game was because Taskmaster did not do very many BAMs, so the number of crisis tokens was not overwhelming. Okay, now to this playthrough. We're taking on Ultron, and once again I asked AI to recommend 2 heroes. It said Captain America and the Hulk. Here's its answer. Hulk and Captain America are recommended heroes to fight Ultron. Ultron's strategy focuses on swarming the board with Ultron clones and threats that overwhelm locations, making high damage output essential to clear them quickly before locations fill up and the villain wins. Both heroes have decks with strong emphasis on punch actions for dealing damage to thugs and threats, which is crucial against Ultron's thug-heavy master plan. Hulk excels at raw power for smashing multiple things, while Captain America provides consistent damage and versatility. This combination helps prioritize defeating the clone threats and managing the board without getting overwhelmed. Well, let's see how right the AI was in this choice. Let's go ahead and jump into our fight against Ultron. Here we are set up to take on Ultron. Earlier, I rolled a die, and Ultron goes in space number 2, the SHIELD headquarters, which puts our 2 heroes, Captain America and the Hulk, at the Avengers Tower. Now, this one I think might be a little rougher than the other couple of games, just in the sense that if we get a lot of BAMs on Ultron, then we have this problem of him putting all these thugs out and triggering the overflows so things could have that ripple effect. And we could find ourselves out of empty spaces on locations pretty quickly. But it's not just Ultron, it's the Ultron clones. Same thing, adding more thugs to those locations. So, we'll see what happens. Let's start by drawing our starting cards out for our heroes. For Captain America. That's a pretty good assortment, like little of everything right there. And we'll check the Hulk. That's not a bad selection either. Let's see what Ultron is going to do to get us started here. He's going to do 2 spaces and a BAM. So 2 spaces and then a BAM. So he's going to load up 1, then the overflow triggers, 2, 3, and remember that this BAM happens as well. 1 in this location, but we can't go there, so we have to go the Avengers Tower, to the Avengers Tower, which is also full, which means space number 6 gets an extra thug, but that's also another BAM location. So, the clone tries to add 1 here, which can't be done, so it flows over to space number 1. Already, we're filling up the locations way too fast. Let's see if we can start dealing with that. All right, let's draw a card for Captain America. He has a move, like I say, he has a little of everything here. I wonder what we want to do first. Do we want to start clearing? Let's take a look at his leadership here. Both these leaderships. I'm going to go ahead and do the one with the punch. Let's do the punch leadership, and we will end up giving a wild token to the Hulk to use later. But we have a punch, so we're going to take out one of those thugs. All right, now the Hulk. He's got a Hulk smash with his move. We don't necessarily want to do that yet. Punch from Captain America. And let's take a look here. Let's go ahead and take these two wilds and the punch. The two wilds, I'm going to put heroics on this threat. We'll see if we can start getting that one out of there. And the punch is going to take out another thug. All right, Cap's up again. Ooh, 2 punches, which doesn't really do much good here. We could use his wild. Well, we have 2 wilds from the Hulk left over. So let's do his leadership ability with a move. We'll take the Hulk's 2 wilds, and we'll rescue a civilian. And we will finish off this particular threat card. All right, but we're going to take a move now and go over here to location number 6. Well, Ultron comes back out again since we've had our 3 turns. He's going to go 1 and then load some things up. Thank goodness he's not bamming yet. Down here with the Hulk. And he's going to do civilians. 1, 3, and 1. So we've got 3 where he is. Fortunately, there's room for him. But 1 where he was, which doesn't work. And 1 where he's adjacent, which doesn't work. So one of them has to go here, and the other one overflows around to here. So he really does land a lot of thugs and civilians. It's like right now we only have 2 spaces empty. If he bams, we're like out of the game. Okay, let's see what Hulk's going to do on his turn. Couple of punches, that's good. But he can't punch anybody where he is. What was it? Captain left him a move. Okay, that's good. Let's move him. Which direction do we want to go? Let's move him back 1. And let's see what we want to do with his punches. Let's start getting rid of one of these clones. He'll take a couple of hits. And it was, which one was, it was this one. Keep forgetting to move those. Okay, Captain's got a punch and a move and a move and a wild. Let's see what he draws out this turn. Couple of heroics. But he does have the Hulk's double punch. Hey, what I'm going to do, this one will have a total of 3 punches and a move. Let's use some here. Let's take 1, 2, and hit the clone for another one. And let's move up here. All right, hopefully that helps us out a bit. We're looking at now a turn from the Hulk. And he is, where did I put him? All right, he's up here. He gets a punch and a move from Captain America. I think I'll do the same thing for the Hulk, a punch and a move. So he's got 2 moves, 2 punches. Let's do 1 punch, another punch, and that takes that card out. Another threat is down. And 2 moves. Let's go here. Well, I don't like that ending spot because we have to be using an extra symbol. Let's instead move down here and maybe we can get rid of this other clone or start working on it. Okay, Ultron's turn again. 3 and a bam. So that puts him up on space number 2, and he bams. So it's 1, 2, around to 3, and because we still have a clone left, we have to put another one there. So it's pretty rough when he bams, especially since that particular bam ended the game. And that was fast. I'm going to have to play this one again. But that's a first run through up against Ultron. I think I'll reset it and we'll do it again. Okay, for the second run through, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to start Ultron in location number 2, and we're going to put our heroes in number 5. Hopefully, can do a little bit better. He kind of bammed us to death there on that first run through. And let's go ahead and draw our starting hands. And that was just like 1, 2, 3, you're all gone. Couple of leaderships, those will be good because we can give the Hulk some wild cards which could be used for like punches or extra things. All right, Ultron, let's start you up again, see what's going to happen. He's going nowhere. Okay, we don't have to damage anybody because we have no crisis tokens, but somebody has to take one. We'll give it to the Hulk again. All right, Captain, let's see if we can make some better choices this time. Really have to clear things out, don't we? We don't have a lot here that's really, really good, do we? Let's go ahead and just move him. It doesn't accomplish much, but we can get him over here to deal with one of the clones. Couple of moves, couple of punches, another move. Well, Hulk could use Captain America's move, and then let's take a couple of punches. We'll move over here with Captain America, and we're going to punch this clone twice. Now, Captain, what can you do for us? More heroics. 1 punch. Gee, heroics aren't getting us much of anything. But he has 2 punches. There's so 3. Let's go ahead and do the punch. Captain's punch. And let's use the leadership to give a wild to the Hulk. And my thinking is if Hulk gets enough wilds, we can turn them into punches. All right, so we have a punch and total of 3 punches, and I think that's going to take out this clone. Two of them did. Good deal. And we'll move this over here so we have another punch, which we will use to take out a thug. And at the end of our turn, can swap a card. Well, don't have much of anything to choose from there. All right, Ultron's up again. 5. Puts him right back in 1 space backwards. But no BAMs. However, we've got a thug and then 1 of each around him. So a thug where he is, a thug and a civilian. Civilian thug, which fills a couple locations back up again. Let's see if we can start doing some damage to him. Well, not to him, but, you know, to his, to all of his thugs and rescue his civilians. The Hulk has at his disposal 1 punch. He could. Oh, I forgot, because he landed here. We have to add a thug to that location, which we can't do, so it goes here. No, excuse me, we can do it. We have 1 spot. All right. Boy, too many moves here, Hulk. All right, let's do it. Let's move the Hulk. We're going to play his heroic, by the way. We'll move him. We will take a punch here. Really tempted to use this wild card. I'm going to use this wild card and take out another thug. Okay. Now the captain's up. Okay, some punches and tons of heroics. Well, sitting where we are, I guess a couple of punches is a good idea. We'll punch a couple more thugs. Use the heroic on a civilian. Game's definitely played different each time. Holy cow. What do we got? Moves everywhere, but a couple of punches, so that's good. Let's go ahead and move him. Put him here. Take a couple of punches. But now the Hulk, he can't use both of his symbols. All right, Ultron. Here we go again. Another. We don't have any heroes in his location. Good thing we moved the Hulk out of the way. But we have to place a thug in locations without heroes. Man. There. And there. There. One down here. All right, Captain, give us something good here to work with. A couple of punches and a movement. Good, we need to move him. Now let's move him up here by Ultron. Let's take a couple of these punches out of here. Which means now Ultron's gonna speed up a bit on us. What did I do? I did that one. Okay, Hulk. At least he has a wild card. But he has to ignore something. Okay, let's go ahead and do one of these. A move, but he still has another move. He has a move and a punch from Captain America. But his Hulk smash doesn't do anything here. But we do get a move and a punch. So we can move. I'm assuming this is correct. That this restriction only affects him, but he can still use Captain America's symbols. All right, Ultron's up again. 2 and bam. I'm not liking this guy. 1, 2, and 3 more come out. 1, 2. Well, it's a good thing we cleared this off a lot. And we have another bam effect here, which actually ends up down there. Well, it's not as bad as last time when we really just ran out of spaces fast. Okay, couple wilds and a ton of heroics. See what we can do for the captain here. Well, let's go ahead and use a double heroic. Let's go ahead and play his double heroic. And we'll put a couple of these civilians. And Hulk's move. Let's do that. Let's go ahead and move, but let's come down here. I don't want to get stuck up in space number 2. Okay, in your turn here, swap a card in your hand for one in the storyline. Man, that is tempting. That is really tempting. I could swap this leadership, one in the storyline. What do you got here, Captain, that you could give us that would be good to use? Could really use some punches from him, but I don't. I think I'll just leave it as is. Right. Okay, bring the Hulk out again. Okay, couple of punches. And Captain America's heroics. Little punches and heroics. Do we want to? Well, we can only use one punch, but we can use the 2 heroics. So we can punch here, and we could put 2 heroics. Clear this out. Well, to start on that, but use the other one to rescue another civilian. We got to get 2 of these missions finished off pretty quick. Ultron is 2 and bam. He's going to go down here, and he's going to bam. I don't like this. 1, 2, 3. Because he landed here. Can't go here. We're going another one up here. And a bam from here also circles around to here. Captain America now. It says he is there. Hulk had 2 punches. Let's use use Hulk's punches to clear these 2 guys off. And let's do a wild to move near Ultron. Is that what I was thinking? Yes. But a wild to move to Ultron. And another wild to rescue another civilian. Okay. Hulk. That's nice, some punches. Where is Hulk? There. So he has two wilds. Captain America, a couple of punches. Let's do that. Let's play his 2 punches. His 2 wilds are from Captain America are going to take care of this card. Now he's free with his 2 punches. Clear that location. Ultron's turn once more. Not going anywhere, but each hero with a crisis to... Okay. Let's go ahead and put one of his Hulk smashes back. And he takes a... I'm going to go ahead and just give him... Oh, I better give it to the captain. If we do that again, he won't have enough cards. Man, tons of heroics and 1 move. All right, let's do that. Let's do... What did we get from Hulk? 2 punches. A couple of punches from Hulk. Heroics. But if I move him... Let's do that. Let's move him. And let's give Hulk a wild. We'll move him. And we can do a couple of punches here on the clone. All right. More punches from the Hulk. Which doesn't do any good where he is. But he can use Captain America's move, which we'll do. And we'll use his double punch. We'll take out 1, 2. Right. Now, are we missing anything? Nope, that'll do it. And it's Ultron's turn again. 3 and bam. 1, 2, 3. Bam, there's 1, 2, 3. And we have no clones out. So that is good. No extra thugs coming out on the board. Okay, Captain America. We need to clear another threat or get a bunch of civilians. We have a move and a punch. I could use that. Yeah, move and a punch there. And a double heroic. Let's do that. Let's do a move. Yeah, let's do a move, a punch, and a double heroic. We can get that card cleared off. We can start hitting on Ultron. But we do have this wild. What do we want to do with the Hulk? Actually, I have like 2 if we play him. 2 heroics. Okay, let's use this wild card to move. And we're going to do the 2 heroics. 1 to take out this threat. And another heroic doesn't really do anything for us at this point. It is now Ultron's turn, and he can finally take damage. 1. And load them up again. Let's go 1. And these were all civilians, weren't they? Yeah, 1, 3, and 1. Woo! Okay, 3 civilians here. Oh, that's nice. That fills that up, but we can't put one here. So we have to go here. And we can't put one on the other side, so it goes down here. Uh-oh, we're out of captain cards now. Moving a punch. Wild, heroic. Couple of heroics. Do we really need the heroics? Wouldn't hurt. But what did Hulk leave us? A wild. Okay, let's do that. Let's use Hulk's wild plus Captain's move and a punch. Well, Captain's move, and then the wild to move again, and a punch. This time we're going to punch Ultron. Okay. Are we running out of Hulk cards pretty quick? Ooh, a couple wilds. A third wild. Now this might be good. We have a punch here. I think we could do something nasty here with, how far away is he? He's 2 spaces away. But that's all right, because we've got his wild that we can use here to move him. Then we can use Captain America's move, punch, and a couple wilds for 2 more punches. So we move, we punch, and we punch, and we punch, and we got Ultron. And it was close. Wow. Almost out of cards that we could play. And a couple of times Ultron pretty much filled the locations on us. So this one, this game was a lot better than the one I just barely played. But anyway, there's a playthrough of Ultron. Next time, I'm debating about doing Spider-Man and Ghost Spider taking on the Green Goblin.